In the year 2009, there were a few children working in stone quarries near Airport Road of Bangalore. Today, most of those children are pursuing higher education in prestigious colleges of Bangalore. It's unbelievable, but true. The vision of a person who himself was a bonded laborer has changed the lives of nearly 8,000 underprivileged children in the last 10 years. Yes, meet Mr. Gopinath. Along with some of his college friends, he registered an organization called Sparsha Trust in 2005. The objective was to support children living in difficult circumstances and improve their lives. Till 2009, although Sparsha's interventions with children were limited, it got a very rich exposure to field-based work. It got a first-hand understanding about the needs of the children and ground realities. However, from 2009 to 2020, Sparsha scaled up considerably. Through various interventions, it transformed the lives of children who were in need of protection, care, and development. Sparsha started its first center with only 5 children in a small cowshed, and since then on, over the last 10 years, nearly 8,000 children have directly or indirectly benefited from Sparsha's activities. Gopinath, the managing trustee of Sparsha, gives the credit of this transformation to the efforts and support of individuals, companies, funders, and stakeholders who wanted to make a positive difference to the society.
Sparsha means to touch the children. That is our main motto. After Masters, we initiated this organization for the children who are in need of care and protection. Friends, you all know that in entire world, human resources are very important to see any nation is growing or state is growing, and if you want to see changes in the world, the human resource is most important. Among that, children plays a major role. If you provide a good opportunities for children, and they will be the human resource of nation. 2004 to 2009, there was lot of children across globe and even in India, school dropouts and child labor. And in the same time, the entire India was thinking about how to get the children back to schools and what is the activities we need to conduct them to get them to schools. In that situation, we initiated this organization in 2009 in a small cowshed for the children of foreign working families.
Sparsha Trust started at a time when India was aiming to get all of its children enrolled in schools and reinstate school dropouts. Across the country, millions of children were deprived of education due to financial constraints. Many were child laborers and were into begging and rag picking. These children were also victims of abuse and neglect at home and in the society as well. During this time, Sparsha joined hands with the government and started working to get the children back in school. In 2011, Sparsha started a multi-dimensional learning center for children with the support of IBM. The well-equipped center had all the facilities required for a good learning experience. During the course of its work, Sparsha observed many people sleeping on footpaths during night time without anyone to think or care for. These homeless people, often abused by the local persons, faced different types of threats. The shelterless women especially were more vulnerable as they had faced threats to their physical safety as well. Sparsha initiated 2 homes in Bangalore for the urban homeless people in 2011. Sparsha started a program called Samudaya Mitra to provide social entitlements with the support of government. More than 20,000 people have benefited through this program. In 2015, Sparsha Trust felt the need to support those children who couldn't complete their 10th standard, PUC or degree studies due to various reasons. It approached American India Foundation, Smile Foundation and Quest Alliance to support these youth. Till date, more than 1,500 youth have benefited from these job-friendly courses. More than 400 youth are benefiting each year through these interventions. Just imagine, friends, one thought. one experiment could benefit so many young people. Isn't it amazing? It's beyond words, actually. In 2015, after observing its successful track record of working with children, Childline India Foundation came forward to engage with Sparsha Trust. With the support of the central and state governments, it began to implement Childline 1098 in Bangalore Rural District. It scaled up its intervention by initiating one more child helpline center in Kolar district in 2019. More than 1,000 children are benefiting each year through this program. The living conditions of children of construction workers across different construction sites are very poor. Without no one to take care of their basic needs, the children live in a state of deprivation and neglect. They are vulnerable to malnutrition, lack of age-appropriate growth opportunities, and accidents. The older children, rather than being in school, take care of the younger children. Sparsha Trust initiated 2 mobile creches for the comprehensive welfare of children of construction laborers in 2015. At present, it is managing more than 10 mobile creches. About 600 to 700 children are benefiting from these creches where they are being provided with food, education, healthcare, and recreational facilities. Up to 2016, Sparsha Trust was managing 5 shelters across Bangalore for underprivileged children. These shelters, which were functioning in rented buildings, were taken care of by volunteers. One of them was Mrs. Rupa Mahajan.
I began with English reading and also with helping them to speak, and my responsibilities increased. I started interacting with donors. Wherever I went, I would speak about the children with great joy and explain to people that I have started looking after almost 40 children. And further, a few months further down the line, Mr. Gopinath shared a vision saying that he wished to build a house for 200 underprivileged children.
Sparsha Trust felt the need of having its own place in order for providing long-term and sustainable support to our children. It initiated a core team of 14 people who were known for their commitment and integrity to guide it in this initiative. With the guidance of this core committee and with the support of various funders, Sparsha Trust constructed its first flagship project known as Nisarga Grama. Constructed on 2 acres of land in Bangalore, Nisarga Grama has a capacity to house 300 children. At present, it provides residential multidimensional development facilities to around 200 children. Many of India's successful people belong to villages and small towns, where the pace of development is still slow and inadequate. In 2017, Gopinath, who comes from Machiganahalli village, felt the need to give back to villagers and support their development. He designed a program called AVID, which stands for Alumni for Village Integrated Development. Through AVID, the alumni of different schools in villages began to support not just the youth, but also their village development. Although government Anganwadi centers are taking care of children, a need was felt to improve the overall scope of services. In 2018, Sparsha Trust began to work with 10 Anganwadi centers in order to develop them into model Anganwadi centers. It worked successfully at different levels, including infrastructure renovation, improving childcare services, learning activities, and enhancing community engagement. It was also successful in engaging the parents and the local stakeholders to improve the functioning of the program. Given the positive results in a short time, Sparsha Trust was given the mandate to improve the functioning of nearly 170 Anganwadi centers. In 2018, with the support of Toyota Kirloskar management, Sparsha Trust transformed a government school into a model school. There was drastic improvement in all aspects of the school, including infrastructure, attendance of students, teaching, learning, and community engagement. In Nisarga Grama, both boys and girls are staying in the same premises. In order to avoid any issues as they get older, Sparsha Trust decided to create a separate residential center for boys. This is also in accordance with the Juvenile Justice Act that requires boys and girls to be housed in separate residential spaces. Sparsha decided to construct a residential multi-development center titled Makkala Dhama with a capacity to house 300 boys. It formed a 20-member core team to initiate the process. It is now working towards the construction and completion of Makkala Dhama located at Devanahalli.
We wanted this society to help these underprivileged kids to lead normal life like other children. Keeping this in mind, we planned for Nisargrama, a rehabilitation center for these children, and brought into reality in 2016.
Sparsha started its journey in 2009 with the aim to get every child back to school. It worked on this by identifying the school dropouts and then enrolling them in different formal and informal educational centers. However, apart from the education, it is providing the children with child protection, child care, and child development facilities. These include residential services, food, recreational and sports facilities, healthcare, counseling, and vocational training. Its interventions are shaping them to be not just good students, but also to become independent, self-reliant, and good citizens. Friends, Sparsha is happy to share that it has been awarded by many eminent institutions and government for its work. In 2012 and 2019, it received the Best NGO Award from state government. It also won the Shri Shri Award from Shri Shri Ravi Shankar's Art of Living and a national award from the Honorable Chief Minister of Jharkhand. Our board members Ms. Rupa Mahajan, Wing Commander Murthy, and Mr. Shashidhar Kotian were also recognized for their efforts and were honored by eminent people for their contribution to the society. Sparsha Trust was privileged to welcome Mr. Azim Premji, Chairman of Wipro, to Nisarga Grama. He also visited various projects of Sparsha and appreciated its work. Sparsha has been working for the betterment of a society and will continue to do so. It's happy to share that every year at least 10 Sparsha children are featured in the media due to their excellent academic results in SSLC and PUC. The major reason for Sparsha's success is not only the support and trust of its supporters and volunteers, but also a dedicated team. It's fortunate to have many long-term supporters, which includes corporates, individuals, and government departments. The management and employees of several companies support Sparsha in various ways. Among them include Kenametal, Light Alive, First American India, Walmart, New Horizon College, United Way, Save the Children, Azim Premji Philanthropic Initiatives, Net Scout India, Persistent Foundation, Consider Global, Actuant India, IBM, Infinite Computer Solutions, Quest Alliance, Mobile Crash India, Jai Shiv Shakti, SA Global, America India Foundation, Toyota Kirloskar, Gokuldas, Inner Wheel Club, Smile Foundation, MCKS Foundation, Excalibur Foundation, Amrutanjan Healthcare, Nerelu Foundation, Women and Children Welfare Department, Childline India Foundation, Karnataka Department of Labour. Several individuals and corporate bureaucrats like Rajan Hinduja and also Hira Browner and family supported Sparsha at every step of the way since its inception. A special mention to Dr. S. Shantaram and his wife Vasanta Shantaram, who donated a 60 by 40 feet BDS site in Bangalore. Sparsha Trust is now requesting for your continued support to complete Makkala Dhama, which will provide educational and developmental facilities to children from families living in difficult socio-economic and personal circumstances. Sparsha thanks each of its supporters and well-wishers for having stood by it through all these years. Thank you very much.